But one thing I want to say is I'm perfectly fine to sit in the front row of my own life.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
You know,
I love that.
I am definitely have no problem with have the shiniest outfit.
Yeah.
I have no problem with being loud. I have no problem.
That's beautiful.
No problem with you judge me, and I try my best to show myself to you. And if you don't like me, and then I'm gonna walk out from this relationship. I have no problem with that too. But these are I got conditioned like this because I learned. I had to walk this walk to learn these lessons that I do my best to show my intention to you, and I really want to be good to you, and I absolutely have no desire to hurt anyone. But if you want to compete with me, or if you don't want to see me, or you want to judge me, then finally I will walk. I will change my direction. I'll go. So you know, it
That's
doesn't
very
matter
powerful.
who that person is. Who doesn't matter. If you're my mom, if you're my sister, if you're my loved one, if you're my partner, I will love you for whoever you are. I will respect you. I'll be around you. I'm not going to abandon you, but I'm going to eliminate my contact with you. Because I need to be me, and I need to be loyal to my soul. You know?
That's so well said. That's really beautiful. You've done amazing at doing that.
You know,
You really have. I know it takes time.
you know, it's for every single one of us. Like, when you're all by yourself, I'm not asking you, Mary. So, in order to be happy, like, even if you have everything, like, if you have the physical things, and you sit in your room, are you going to be happy if you're not who you are?
No. You mean if I'm not myself?
Yeah.
No. I can't do that. I tried that for a long time, and it didn't work. It didn't work because I felt like I was just dead inside. I can't live.
Dead inside.
I can't live dead inside. So I have to find ways
Elaborate that dead inside.
I felt dead inside 6 years ago when I found myself trying to please everyone. Had my first kid, holding down a 12-hour job a day, having to go back home and be a wife, a domesticated wife. I come from a traditional family, and then just not doing anything for myself. I started to hate my life, started to resent my marriage. I didn't want to be a mother. I didn't know why it was happening, but I knew it wasn't working. This is not working. I'm not laughing. I don't feel alive. And I think feeling alive is so simple. It's like sitting somewhere with friends and just laughing really hard, and you're holding your stomach from that laugh. Like that's life to me.
Yeah.
So, and going back to accountability, I took accountability. I said something's wrong. I'm gonna go find a therapist. I was a grown adult. I was in my 30s. Like, let me go on Google. I don't come from a culture that thinks therapy's okay.
Yeah.
But I know that I need something. So I slowly crawled out of my own circumstances by taking accountability and stepping back and reshuffling, rearranging my life, and saying goodbye and cutting off relatives and people that were very unkind to me and toxic. I realized, who cares? You're blood related. You're abusive.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't have to be emotionally abusive, which I think in many ways is up there with physical abuse. You know, it's like, I don't need to live this. So that's how I did it. I cut out things that weren't serving me.
Absolutely.
For me, happiness is a choice. I have a little bit of a different perspective. I mean, first of all, we all know Mary's happiness is radiating. So we all know that whatever she's got, it's working. So get some of that.
Yeah.
For me, it's been more of a daily grind. I think happiness is a choice that you have to make every day in your life. I'm a little bit more like, I think, in the trenches, in the sense that I'm still working. I'm still responsible for a lot of different things. I'm still working really hard at, doing what I do. So I have to make the choice every morning when I wake up that I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to live with intention. I'm going to do what I have to do to remind myself that I have a good life and I'm in a good place in my life. And it's a choice. You have to make it every day.
That is 100% accurate. No one gonna give that happiness to you.
No one's giving it to you.
No one.
And you can have everything, but if it's not all aligned and if your head isn't right, you're not going to be happy. You can have everything in the world and go shoot yourself. I mean, I didn't mean to say it like that, but it's true. I mean, you really have to make that choice. You have to be strong up here. You have to be strong here.
Yes.
And you have to try to be strong in your pocket too, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think mental, spiritual, financial, it all has to come together, and you have to make a cognitive choice every day to push yourself and be happy.
Beautiful.
Very well said. You know, like that word happiness itself is just number one. You know, I talk with so many people, and I know you guys talk with so many people. For every single one of them, one of us, the word happiness and how you feel happy is very, very different. I want to give you the smallest example. My dogs make me happy. Dog in your world is like, this is the smallest example. Without my dog, I will go to panic attack. It's like, imagine I'm not even willing to leave them at home. I go everywhere with them. Everywhere. So like, this is like example how happiness can be so different. But go find your own. What makes you happy? So as long as I'm not hurting anyone, because sometimes how about if I don't know, if I cheat, someone gives me thrive and I feel happy like that. So I'm not like
that's a cheap thrill.
Yeah. That's a very cheap thrill. Yeah. So like I want to be very clear. Like my intention always was like, I'm very respectful to not hurt other people, because I also respect myself. Like I don't like especially people around me to hurt me. So like I want to start from there to not hurt anyone, and I want the lifestyle that I have and energy that I put out there. I don't want those kind of people around me to not hurt me as well. So with that being said, as long as if I'm clear with my energy, I want to have a happy lifestyle that I can do my meditation. I want to be creative. So when people ask me,
that makes me happy too.
You know, the creativity makes me extremely happy. You see, like, for example, you come to my podcast, you're like, why?
Yeah.
Right? Or when I open a new business, someone is asking me, why? Like, the why is like, I give birth to a new business. That's my why. You know? Like, it was, like, every time want to start a new business, I know I'm gonna fucking suffer. And now, let me tell you this, for every business, I went to the grave and I came back up. But when everything is done, when it's fruitful, when I put this community together, all these employees together, all this business plan together, it's so exciting for me. It's so meaningful for me. It gives me satisfaction about myself. I feel capable. When I was a kid, I always had to prove myself to, especially my dad. My mom, not so much. She wanted me to be successful and educated or this and that, but it wasn't like, it wasn't that I have to prove my identity to my mom. But my dad was like, his love was, to me as a kid, I felt his love was conditional. And if I wasn't smart enough, or I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't worthy of that love. So that's my understanding how I had it towards my dad. So toward the first couple of years of my businesses, I always had that. My thrive was proving to myself that I'm worthy, smart, capable, and I'm like, in order to give value to myself. So after 4 or 5 years, when I had my first therapies, I realized my career and the Helen who is inside is completely two different subjects. I am not my career. I am not. How about if we lose everything?
Exactly.
Who are we?
It's like what we were talking about. Who are you when all of those things are stripped?
Back to what you said. It took me fucking 40 years to answer, like, to get what you said. You know?
You're a fully evolved person. You have it all. So
Thank you. No, but like one of the reasons that I wanted to do this podcast, you know, when I was so alone, there was no one to come and tell me, go think why you want this. Do you feel good about yourself? Are you happy with yourself? Are you satisfied from who you are? So I wish this was a curriculum at school. They can teach kids. Like, if they taught us from our kid, like, to love ourselves and how to feel satisfied with who we are, or doing, like, work on what is it that we want to do in life, like, as adults, we will have completely different set of goals. Instead of just being a follower to see what makes us happy. A house, a husband, a kid, make sure that my mother-in-law is happy with me, then we will not even think those. We will learn how to have boundaries.
Right.
We will learn how to have hobbies. We all are at gym because we want to take care of our bodies. Like, we will have different sets of goals. You know?
You know, I took this one course and there was like hundreds of people in it. And the one thing that kept coming up among like almost everybody was a feeling of not being good enough. Everyone has that feeling. Everyone is like, I just want to feel good enough. I just want to feel good enough. And it's like, okay, you want to feel good enough? You're good enough. Now what? Now what do you do? You're good enough. So
it's a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, no, I feel like it's a choice. Like, you have to be okay with yourself. I am good enough exactly the way I am. Yes, I want to do more. Yes, I want to do different things. And this is what gives me life, gives me happiness, gives me joy. I'm constantly evolving. But I am good enough right now in this moment. I mean, if we could just get that out to people.
Yeah.
If you could just give that to people, that you are perfect just the way you are.
You are. Yeah.
People would be so much happier.
But you know, people are not willing to do the work because to feel good enough, it's a process. Like, it's like reverse engineering your brain. For example, it was so hard for me to tell people, like, oh, I'm a writer. And it's like, and someone said, you have to start saying it so that you can believe it. Because if you can't tell people you're a writer, that means you really don't believe in yourself.
Can I ask you why you can't?
Well, I guess I didn't feel that I was worthy enough of falling into this elite of writers and authors. Like this, it feels like a goal that's far away from me. So I didn't feel worthy enough, and I'm like, wow, they're right. So I started taking out a journal every day, and I started writing. I am a writer. I am a writer. Just to like almost hear yourself say it. It's like, I do think it's like exercising. You have, and I kept reading out, like, I am a writer. I'm a writer. And then I added, I am a good writer. A few days in, it's just interesting. It kind of evolved, and it feels awkward. It does feel uncomfortable. I want to say that, every day I wake up feeling so confident. Not true.
Not
but
true.
None of us do.
I agree with Tina. You
us.
got to do the work to
None
get
of
there. And I don't think people like writing down 10 times something, whatever. I am an amazing businesswoman. Whatever you need to affirm takes, honestly, 25 seconds. But people are not willing to do that work. And I'm trying. Some days I forget, even like meditation. I think 3 minutes a day. Like, it doesn't have to be 45 minutes. That's almost a little too difficult to start off like that. But how have you guys found moments in the day where you can like capture for yourself systematically to like keep you on track?
When we were on the writer's retreat, we were talking about spirituality. You gave off this crazy spiritual energy when we were all sitting in that meditation room. Can you talk about what you were feeling when you were giving off those energy vibes? Because they lasted me like a long time.
Remember that room? That room in a circle?
She's like, I don't remember.
She's like, I was in a different universe.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, so one thing I want to tell you is I free myself. I'm so disconnected with anyone else who's sitting there, so I'm like, I go into my head and I'm just connected to a source. I connect myself to a source. I don't see other people. So I become a tool. I use the energy source. Energy from the source. So like, can I explain it? No. But if I want to put it in a vocabulary, will be imagine a sun, and imagine if you see yourself as like a molecule or atom, and then if you believe your energy and everything is connected, imagine us as a Helen, the molecule, is connected to the sun, and it just get energy from the sun, and I'm just receiving all that warmth, all that love, all that what I need, which is complete, which is it's just the sun. It's just a light. There is nothing there. There is no good, bad. There is no purpose. There is no up. There is no down. It's just sun. So when I want to meditate, I go to that phase.
Well, it was good, so we got to keep doing more of those.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That was a beautiful weekend, guys.
We went on a retreat, by the way. We haven't explained anything.
Yeah.
So the three of us. Explain.
We went to a retreat. Mary, explain.
Tina.
You surprised me.
Well, yeah. I didn't tell her that she's going to be writing for 8 hours a day. I kind of lied to Helen because...
She did.
I did. Because Helen is a painter. Her creativity channels through painting a lot. But I also... I know that she likes to try new things, but I didn't, and it's not even her first language, but you were amazing. But I wanted you to show up because it's a spiritual thing. It's not like for authors, right? It was spiritual.
It was a spiritual.
Answering some questions.
Yeah.
And
thinking about, reflecting on your own.
We stayed in a
life.
house away from the world.
Here's the thing. I'm perfectly fine to be thrown somewhere that I'm uncomfortable, because then I have to force it to come out of that comfort zone, and boom, automatically right there.
Growth.
I had growth.
Growth. I know, exactly.
Did you feel like you had growth coming out of that?
Hell yeah.
I think so.
Hell yeah.
I think
Was it a new and different kind of experience?
Yeah, it was very, very
Different.
much. I want to tell you this. You know, even with YPO, it was not part of my plan.
Mm-hmm.
I had no knowledge. I had no, experience of like what's going on. I got thrown to give speeches in front of 50, 70, 80, 100 people.
So important.
And overnight, it gave me a certain growth.
Yeah.
Then I completely shifted the direction of my life. Like, I went to this very uncomfortable situation, and I just woke up and I just realized like how small is my limits, and I'm still in a box. And just from learning that just because I think I hate my accent, I had fear from public speaking. I'm like, oh my God, I have zero desire to do public speaking.
Now look at you.
Yeah, and then from there, I decided, although I hate all of this, my accent, my voice.
I didn't know that. I love your accent. It's interesting that you feel this.
Yeah, I feel like this. And then I don't like to talk for people. I said, you know what? I'm going to force myself, and I'm going to do this, because I had so much resentment about it. And I put down myself for all three of this. I'm going to go have a podcast.
Wow, that's so beautiful, Helen.
Yeah, because I'm uncomfortable and I want to show other people, it's fine, you're uncomfortable. I did something about it. I faced it, I accepted it, and more I accepted it, I was more kind to myself, so I could accept myself more.
I think one of my favorite sayings is that fortune favors the brave. And I really feel like it's true. I mean, the more we face our fears, the more we come out in front of it, the more, we put ourselves out there, the better our lives become. It's just automatic.
For sure.
You never know what you see out there.
Yeah, you never know what's going to come in front of you.
Yeah. It's unexpected. it's unknown. Human doesn't like unknown, right?
Right.
We don't like unknown. This is why we choose to live in a box. This is why religion can keep everyone in the box, because they know human psychology, so human will stay in a box because they're so scared of unknown.